Alright guys, I'm back. So I'm gonna address two videos first. So about language barriers, I read this article about language barriers and access to care, how it demonstrates how language barriers are also connected to several health disparities. And I just want to be able to address that first. Just the simple talk about language in general. Language is a part of our culture and it should be respected. Each person's language is different, and each person's culture is different as well and unique to them, and to them and their, to them and their culture, and should be respected. And essentially, I cannot appreciate enough individuality is often sometimes that the thing that goes unnoticed that we often need, because it kind of separates us just for being a whole. We don't always have to be molded into something. We can always be something separate off. We could just be something separate, but also still have the same amount of worth as those. We don't, oftentimes, like, even now, a lot of immigrants have to learn to assimilate to basically our population, which is essentially a means for survival. It's not even just about, oh, they want to. It's more just about a means to survival. And it's often due to because these language barriers, and these language barriers often just continue to show how much our country wants to oppress minorities, and especially those that have immigrated from violent places as well. Because a lot of times, many immigrants, they come to the U.S. to be able to escape these violent places, but when they come here, oftentimes they're not either heard. They feel like they're not even heard or understood within these within health spaces, and it's simply just wrong to me, because I feel like as our job within health, we need to be doing everything we can in order for the patient to feel safe and comfortable as possible. So I'm not saying that every, like, I'm just okay. So basically, what I'm saying is that I feel like each doctor, or I guess I could say each healthcare services should have people that are a part of different cultures, and maybe, what I'm saying, should have people that are a part of each different cultures, and maybe again they need to have either programs in which people can learn about these different cultures, be able to learn about be able to learn about different cultures, be able to learn how to speak the different languages, exactly, to be able to hear about the beliefs that each culture either has, or even how to be able to communicate with them effectively and efficiently in order to improve their health in general. Because also another thing is that we shouldn't be. Why I hate how the fact that healthcare services often care about if somebody is either undocumented or documented. What does that matter? Like, let's really think about that. Does that affect? That doesn't really, like, people don't go to a hospital to just, what I'm saying? It doesn't really affect their health. And as our job as health professionals, the only thing that we should be concerned about is how to improve this patient day by day. Not, oh my gosh, if they're undocumented or documented, if they speak, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's dumb to me. We should be thinking about the best possible ways that we can effectively communicate with them, effectively address their problem. If they speak Spanish, I'm not saying that a translator is the only problem, because I did see in the article that they said that a translator isn't the only means to be able to effectively eliminate language barriers. However, we people still need to learn about each different culture, each different beliefs. And that's, you know what I'm saying, that's partly plays on the doctor's part, or it's partly our job as healthcare providers or future healthcare providers to be able to learn about each different culture, be able to have our patients just feel safe and comfortable and not feel like they're oppressed in an essential way or they're not understood. Because oftentimes, even the mental aspect comes into play. Because if they're stressed or depressed or they feel like they don't belong, that will also kind of eliminate their, that will kind of like decrease their chances of being able to increase their health because of the fact they don't feel like they can trust the doctor, and there's a bridge of mistrust that can be built between the patient and the doctor. And then oftentimes, even the patient might not even take the right prescription. They might miss crucial information, or they just might flat out they might miss crucial information that can improve their health off of just the fact that they don't even feel heard or they never really understood you. And then oftentimes, there will be doctors that would just brush it off and they'll be like, oh my gosh, like somebody comes speaks another language, they just be thinking, oh my gosh, it was just so hard to communicate with them. And it's all the time frustrating because imagine if you were in that position trying to communicate to the doctor. You don't know what's going on. You don't know nothing about your family history. You're feeling nervous. You don't know what to do. You're in a whole nother country. And then the doctor just says some real stuff like you talking about something. You're so irritating. How does that make you feel? That wouldn't make you feel right. But essentially, just to go back again, I just feel like it's our job as healthcare providers to be able to learn about each different culture, be able to learn about the language, learn about their beliefs as well, so that we can effectively communicate with them. But that's my take on week 2.